Well, welcome. I'm your host, Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcast, presenting Seven Ways Why Hypnoacuity Liberates Me from Me. As Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity shows you the way to liberate you from you, as I say in first person, Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity liberates me for me. And hypnoacuity is a sophisticated savvy, feeling and understanding, being awakened and aware to your innate talents, wisdom, insight, and clarity, dissolving the inherited distortions and conditioned narratives to witness pure clarity flow through your veins of fame. And hypnoacuity is not hypnotherapy and not hypnosis as in the conventional sense, but rather a shrewd attunement to one's unique understanding about sovereign liberation rises you out of your old ways to emerge feeling a natural state of enlightenment rather than something effortless, effort, effortfully achieved. At its core, hypnoacuity challenges illusions of limitation by integrating inspiration, wisdom, and incisive questioning to design my here and now, or your here and now, nowality that clears my artistic abilities to view my world and universe without distortion, liberating me from me by dissolving outdated, worn out beliefs, viewpoints, opinions, and awakening the sovereign savvy that chauffeurs me through life with ease. As Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity cuts loose conventional growth methods such as self help, personal growth, therapy, self improvement, stuff that you get from other people. As hypnoacuity allows you to rise, shine, and expand through life. And coaching, often because self help, personal growth, therapy, coaching often rely on predefined frameworks, subtly reinforcing the dependency and limiting self directed way of life. And as you open up your clairvoyant clarity, you unleash your sovereign liberation and sovereign prowess. And I rose out of sovereign empowerment to sovereign prowess today, and this is expressing sovereign prowess expresses sharp-witted thrill skills, exuding precision and mastery, as my maestro thrill skills are honed through my experiences and outside everyday life and undeniable with an undeniable presence that commands respect in the here and now. This phase vibrates with intuitive excellence that awakens my frequencies of sovereignty, energizes my facilitator foresight, energizes my participating prowess, as hypnoacuity soars over life coaching by dissolving conditioned narratives at their root, offering a direct path to sovereign clarity and liberated autonomous mastery, excites my trailblazer clairvoyance, sharpens imaginative perceptions, wakens my innate ability to sculpt my nowality. Nowality is reality, but reality is tied into your viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs. So I call it a nowality that's right here. Nowality is my word. So it's a nowality veracity without external framework. As self-help, personal growth, and therapy often operate within the indoctrinated educational frameworks of the school system, college, and everything, reinforcing standardized models of progress rather than fostering sovereign exploration, autonomous expansion, that demands dismantling inherited limitations, never refining them. Many approaches remain tethered to conditioned narratives, perpetuating cycles of external validation instead of igniting authentic liberation. And what I've discovered with hypnoacuity is it takes away from the thinking memory mind. Is like change. When you're trying to change something, you're thinking about it, knowing about it. But if you rise to the word expand, it takes away the thinking memory mind and winds you to unwind your divine prime time exploration. And that's something I've really opened up to in the last 2-3 years. When you're trying to change, heal, create, transformation, forgiveness, you're never letting go of the episodes and the encounters and all the internal, the subconscious representations that occurred in the situation. But if you open up to rise of hypnoacuity, hypnoacuity takes away the trepidation of therapy, of hypnotherapy, because everybody is kind of always looking for therapy. Well, hypnoacuity is a sovereign liberation of yourself. And as I discovered this and I started and began my voyage of hypnoacuity, I opened up to understand. I listened, questioned, comprehend the questions, opened the fresh wisdom, and expressed revelations of my now found foresight. All hypnoacuity allows you to open the way for you to move freely through life without being attached to therapy. And something I discovered within myself, even when you're going to a therapist, you start using the therapist as a crutch. And I was going to hypnotherapy school, and the lady come in there, and we was doing some outside sessions, and she says, "Well, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing for me because I'm just here for the therapy." And that's when I started saying, if you're just here for the therapy, you're basically the same as when you started this. That was none of my business, but what really started me on an inner voyage is discover something that moves me forward. So that's what hypnoacuity. Acuity is inspiration, liberation, and visions. But it allows the thinking memory mind to go quiet, and you open up the curiosity of your campaigner's gumption to kind of witness the world through curiosity and inspiration. And something else I really, really did, and I should explain this more. I took motivation out of my life because motivation is from the outside world, and it's all got to do with this and thinking and knowing, but inspiration flows from here up. And politically incorrect inspiration dissolves politically correct programming and all the desperation that goes with it. Something else I really discovered with hypnoacuity, there is zero perfection programming. Hypnotherapy and all therapy, they have perfection programming. And when you're stuck in perfection programming, you're living from somebody else's way of life. As hypnoacuity unleashed the courage to face and embrace my here and now, events, encounters, and experiences to rise out of me to be, as I'm open to understand, my events, encounters, and experiences of my daily life, they're going to dissolve and rise me out of my worn out beliefs and things like that. You're going to rise out of the past in your here and now events today, because actually you're thinking memory mind, and you're actually manifesting the events today to liberate you from yesterday. And that's something I discovered that I really I watch and listen and witness my daily life to see how that comes from within me, because the external world is actually innocent. It's our own viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs, and thinking and memorized way of life is actually bringing forth the liberating events. Life is a liberating invitation, fostering, emancipating encounters, events, and experiences to liberate me from me. And that's something I really want to express to people. That little simple saying, I liberate me from me. Because when you're trying to let go of something or somebody, is that out in the world, or is that inside your subconscious mind, frozen in time representations? It's inside your subconscious mind, frozen representations. And something I discovered for myself is if I write an inspiration in the morning or do an inspirational video, that actually allows my day to flow better. And that's something else I really want to say here. If you start using words like flow and stream and enlightened and things like that, and take the word solutions and answers out of your life and say you're on the path of enlightenment. And all that does is take the trepidation of all the stuff that's happened in your life. We are actually our own worst enemies, because everything we think and know comes from the outside world. And then when it happens, people love to bring up everything you've done, even though when they get done telling the story, it's a fallacy, because that event occurred for you to rise, shine, and expand out of it and open up a pathway of enlightenment that chauffeurs you down to your sovereign liberation. And that's really something that really opens me up when I understand if something's occurring in the physical world, it's something for me to let go and fissure and communicate away within me. As I'm awakened aware of hypnoacuity that liberates me from me, listening, feeling, observing my sovereign liberation, as hypnoacuity elevates me out of my mundane mind that binds me into yesterday, as I feel and listen to my sovereign liberation, and hypnoacuity dissolves the constraint of my conditioned thoughts and knowledge. See, the thing about knowledge, it's all from a book and what other people want you to know. Wisdom is a here and now, and you attain that from your everyday adventures. And see, life is an adventure when we quit trying to think and know our way through it. And as I admit that to me, my conditioned thoughts and knowledge control me today, I can awaken to my profound clarity that inspires and energizes me to embrace the intuitive wisdom beyond the limits of my self-taught mind. That's something I've really opened up to and admitted. Everything I think I know is a self-taught something to me. And that really, and everything I learned from the physical world is what somebody else wants me to know. It's never directed my dreams and my intuition. As my intuition and imagination, innovation and inspiration, they're unique to me, and you feel and listen to them flow from everywhere. It's just as your spirit prowess awakens you. But everything that goes on in our self-taught mind binds us in yesterday. This is my favorite saying. I think and know my way to yesterday. I listen to my here and now to naturally optimize the wisdom that energizes my trendsetter talents to ballet me through life with ease. As hypnoacuity dissolves layers of conditioned self-identity and all my layers of illusions that I have within inside me that are polluting my day, opens a way for me to empower me to rise above my illusions of limitation, embrace the authentic, liberating essence of my hypnoacuity, hellraiser tenacity that authentically liberates and illuminates the sovereign, inspiring empowerment of me. And see, you all encompass the sovereign prowess to rise, shine, and energize. However, it's not being caught up in yesterday. And when you open up to understand, your subconscious mind has recorded everything that's went on in your life, and it really does stifle you in yesterday. I caught myself with that many times, but as I start admitting it, I get rid of it. If you want to do something and get rid of it, admit it. I admit it to me, I'm free. And that's where a lot of it always comes. As I forthrightly face and embrace my sovereign enlightenment, opens my path of prosperity and peace because I'm listening rather than thinking. You can never think and know and listen at the same time. And that's something I really opened up to. I listened my way to the penthouse, think, know, and talk my way to the outhouse. And that's a fact. And I'm good at it. As hypnoacuity dismantles the illusions of the restraints I have within myself, illuminates my canny clarity that is never gained, it's uncovered and discovered with me, shows me I encompass the acumen and audacity to face and embrace the trauma and drama and habits within me that manipulated me into all the trauma and drama went away 10 seconds ago. I always use 10 seconds ago because I want it to go away now. If I say yesterday, well, that didn't, but if I say 10 seconds ago, it's here and now. That unleashed my sassy, classy, sovereign savvy to strip away and rip away my inherited distortions that impose my fear and scaredy cat brattiness that holds me into yesterday. As I unsheath my classy sovereignty to shine my liberating lights on my buried barriers and blocks inside me, it's a simple thing. I liberated me from me. As I witness my sunrise hypnoacuity rises me out of hypnotherapy. As hypnoacuity, the difference between hypnoacuity and hypnotherapy, hypnoacuity focus on sharpening the sovereign realization of my life and instantly unlocks innate potential, empowering individuals to move beyond their dependency on external guidance. As my autonomous expansion and imaginative mastery opens my dreamer's dexterity, as Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, that's the name of my business, illuminates the path of enlightenment that coins liberating ways of life. As hypnoacuity refines clarity, heightens its self and awareness, empower me, an individual, to dissolve the limiting beliefs and embrace the innate wisdom of here and now. And one thing hypnoacuity does, it rises you out of the limitations of life coaching. Life coaching often emphasizes generalized frameworks which can overlook the nuances of individual experiences, limiting its ability to provide truly personalized, enterprising, trailblazer, bold, enlightened ways for me and you. For us to be chauffeured into the world to enjoy life with our eyes open and ears hearkening all the wisdom that flows from the universe. But this is something I really understand now, because if you go when I was going through all my schools, I never got the feeling of liberation. And liberation over heal. Heal is talking about the event. Liberation is about uncovering, discovering the pathways of peace and prosperity within yourselves. And something else I never really got to is, in self-help, personal growth, coaching, it's all tied to the education system and thinking and knowing. And it never allows you to rise out of that. As I really opened up to a lot of things, I'm really starting to understand that hypnoacuity takes away all the angst and anger of therapy. Because if you're thinking about going into therapy with something, you're always getting bound up in it and wound up. If you go into hypnoacuity, it awakens you to understand there's a pathway to rise out of it. You rise in hypnoacuity, you stay the same in hypnotherapy, which is still good. Don't get me wrong. It is good, but it does not, it will never allow you to expand without the memories and everything about that. And if you start realizing you can use inspiration, listening, questioning inspiration in your daily life, you can start rising out of the past without having to go through everything. And then when that something comes up, you have the courage and energy to question it, comprehend it, and communicate it away. And that's something else, rather than release it and all that. If you can communicate something away, you throw the dismay in the river and watch it float away. And that's something I've really opened up to. Inspiration and questions, they allow me to move forward in a bold, bright way. But if I sit there and try to think about something, then I just get all mad and frustrated. And you're never going to think and know your way out of chaos. You're going to listen, question, comprehend the wisdom and the revelations to rise out of them. The more I awaken to understand this, the more I understand hypnoacuity, inspiration, questions, and wisdom allow me to liberate me from me. And I don't have to go through the anger and the frustration of it. And hypnotherapy is great. Don't get me wrong. But hypnoacuity, it's a curiosity. And therapy is always what has happened. And it really has allowed me to understand I encompass the wisdom, the gratitude, the appreciation, and the audacity, acuity, and agility to rise out of everything when I open up to trust my own self. See, and hypnoacuity is here and now. Hypnotherapy is from back there. And that's where it really becomes involved in keeping you in that thinking, memory, mind. And what I really had done with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, I want people to open up and rise and understand before you start trying to get rid of everything. Smooth the pathway out of it. Start having the inspirations, the innovations, have your life moving forward. And then you'll have the courage to go back without all the angst. That's what I do. The first thing people do when they come to me is they got to get an inspiration and something that's going to move them forward. It's simple, but it's something to move them forward. As you live, and the simple saying is, everything you're trying to go through with self-help, personal growth, hypnoacuity, all you're really doing is liberating you from you. And when you can open up to admit, I liberate me from me, you decree your daring, energizing, celebrating, rebellious energy, expanding through life with the greatest of ease. But hypnoacuity allowed me to rise out of yesterday, to enjoy today. And as what hypnoacuity does, it cuts loose the garbage from yesterday and it allows you to have the energizing energy to look your day in the eye with a wise man, with a wise way of life. Because this is something I really want people to understand. You encompass a sleek, unique talent that'll rise you to anywhere. The thing is about your talents, your dreams, it probably ain't going to fit in the path in the ruts of mainstream, because your paths are going to be outside of that. They're going to be out there where there's some rocks and cactus and things like that. But you have the audacity to smooth that all out and make it a highway of harmonized intuition, wisely appreciating the jazz within you. You set yourself free from you. This is two things. Your enemies are within you, and you encompass the wisdom, insight, and clarity to liberate you from you. And with that, I'm going to say good night, and may you have a fun weekend and enjoy yourself. Thank you for being here, and good night.